Hello visuals and welcome back to the channel, welcome back to Superhero Wednesday, the day of the week where we talk about anything nerdy, weird, wonderful, beautiful, just mentally shenanigans, and usually it's mostly, what's Superhero Wednesday? It's going to be Funko, and this week it's more. That's right, for any of you lovely, beautiful bastards that watched my Spider-Man game review, I did tell you that we do have Miles sat ready and waiting, and we're going to review Spider-Man and Miles Morales. The video game, spoiler heavy, even though, again, I am late on this trend. If you're thinking, and you're new to the channel and you haven't watched the last video and you're like, why are you only reviewing this now? Why have you only played it now? I have only just acquired a PlayStation. I am an Xbox and a Nintendo user, and I am not rich. So I got myself into debt to get a PlayStation just so I can play Spider-Man, and then play Spider-Man 2 when that's out, and any other PlayStation exclusive games that I want to play. But I will say, talk about gaming, visuals, regular visuals know that my favourite games of all time are either the Pokemon games, probably the original OG Gen 1 games, or the Gold and Silver games, anyway, or the Batman Arkham games, mostly Batman Arkham Asylum. They're my favourite games of all time, and I will say, I have literally got everything you could possibly do on all of the Arkham games, achievement-wise, story-wise, everything. I have done and dusted it, and I have done and dusted it more than once, right? I've done it for other people, I've done it for friends, I've done it on separate profiles and everything, because I adore them games. And now I've just realised I can do it again because I have a PlayStation. So that's right, I'm going to do everything again in all of the Arkham games, just because I love them so much, and I can do it on the PlayStation. So I've done it on the Xbox and PlayStation, and I'll be very, very happy. Step aside Batman, you'll have to come into it later, because we always judge superhero games alongside the Arkham games, because they are the pinnacle of superhero games for me personally. But I was going to say Pokemon Miles Morales, that wouldn't make sense. Spider-Man Miles Morales, were you any good? Now we know I am extremely biased because, again, regular viewers of the channel know that Spider-Man is the reason why I am and who I am. And I love Spider-Man, and I am so biased to anything spider related. So am I going to be biased? You goddamn right I'm going to be biased. But even if I didn't like Spider-Man Miles Morales as a character, and I fucking adore, I have all of Spider-Man's Miles Morales comic books. That's right, and I mean every single one. And I have his original debut ever, first appearance. I am a massive Miles Morales fanboy. So did I love it visuals? You goddamn fucking right. I absolutely adore this. I cried as soon as it started with sheer excitedness, and I cried right at the end out of sheer excited happiness. The first thing I want to get out and say for this game, it is nowhere near the length, as in time-wise, to do everything. Because again, I've got all the trophies for both games, but it's nowhere near the length of time to do this as it does the Spider-Man game. And again, of course, you have to complete them both, the new game plus, to get the trophy and stuff. But it's probably not fair to call it a DLC, but it feels DLC-esque. If you know what I mean. It's definitely too big to be a DLC, for me is anyway. But it has that sort of vibe about it. But it doesn't really give it any negative points. Ultimately, I don't want a game to be overly long anyway. I like a nice, solid, decent run of the game, but I don't want to be sat there, for days and days and days and days and days and be nowhere near the end, especially when you've got to complete it twice. I can see why some people might say that would be a downfall. Maybe people do like a lot longer games and whatnot. But Spider-Man Miles Morales absolutely blew me out the water, and it blew me out the water purely because not necessarily from the gamer angle, but more from the character angle. I'm more invested in the character in the comic and stuff than I am the game version. But the game really truly enhanced an essence, what truly brought home the meaning of what it means to be a friendly neighborhood Spider-Man, and it also brung home and smashed who and what Miles Morales and his version and his take on being a Spider-Man truly is. That's all about the people and the music. Oh my god, the music, right? Side note, Jaden Smith, I used to be like, oh, I couldn't give a shit about Jaden Smith. He's this weird little vegan Will Smith boy. I don't care about him. The song they play at the start of this game, not right at the start, when Peter leaves you and you sat there in the middle and you go on that chimney or whatever the fuck it is, and he sat there and you're looking around and that song plays. I've had that song on repeat since I played this game. And Jaden Smith, still think you're a bit of a twat. If I met you in real life, I'd think you're a bit of a mental eco-warrior, which, I mean, being an eco-warrior, I guess, isn't necessarily bad. But you just seem like a bit of a self-entitled, pretentious pig. But I will say, prick. But I will say, you've made an amazing song there, which fits the tone of him as a character, and this is a game so fucking well. And to be honest, it may be one of it's probably debatable for a lot of people. Depends how invested you are in the characters of the games. For me, it might be one of the best soundtracks I've ever had to a game. The new Guardians did a great job, but this, just to alliterate again how Miles Morales is, that the music picked for this game couldn't have been any better, because it's the same thing. Like when the game started as well, that's tunes playing before I did any missions or anything. I'm just swinging, listening to that beat, and I'm just like, this is amazing. I remember my girlfriend was asleep, or she was falling asleep at the time, and I was sat there playing away. But the game started, and I looked at it, I was like, this is already amazing. She was like this. No worries. And you get the exact same... Excuse me, sir. Why has Boris Johnson just come on? Right at the very end, when all's said and done, you've defeated the Tinkerer in the underground and stuff, and you've saved Manhattan, you've saved Hell's Kitchen, you've done everything you needed to do. It's so good. You know, you come in with your headphones, your fist bumping, and I'm just like, oh my god. This has got Miles down to a fucking T in exactly who he is. I'm sorry, I know I'm just stressed about the music and stuff, but I can't help it. It was absolutely perfect in that sense. But the story itself, we get obviously, because it's the same universe, it's the same shenanigans as what happens in Spider-Man. We get reappearances from the Rhino. We also get a Rhino enhanced by Roxxon. Roxxon were heavily suggested in Easter eggs and whatnot in the last game. When somebody introduces themselves and Roxxon were like, I was like, I know who you are. You're a twat. To fight Rhino again, and I love the look of the Rhino from these Spider-Man games, and he comes back with a bit more Roxxon tech, a bit more of a badass. It's fun to see him again, but the main overall villain in this is, even though she's not intended to be, but it's the Tinkerer feeling like she's doing everything she's doing for the right reasons and for the right goal, but ultimately she's planned to blow the Roxxon building, but really the tech and all the weird shenanigans and the invention they've got going on to, we can power this. They've got these big power cores. She didn't realise it's going to blow as much as it's going to blow. How it's so amazing after you've defeated her in the fight, when it's pulsing out. I don't know the scientific word. Pulsing out, and it's hitting Miles, it's like, rah, and it's like mashing down. It's like, oh my god! I'll sit there, put my pad down. I'm like, well, I didn't put my pad down because I had to go forward, but I went down. I was like, oh my god, Miles. Keep going. You've fucking got to see. Whenever the spiders have their moments, Tom Holland in Homecoming looks in the water. You're a Spider-Man. You can do this. Miles Morales. Oh my god! I'll forever ever live in my brain when he pushes off the glass and he finally becomes a spider and into the Spider-Verse, and he falls, like it's falling, but it's going up. It's so beautiful, and that was another beautiful moment. Yeah, the biggest people really to watch out for in this is like the likes of really Roxanne. We have like Roxanne guards and stuff like that, and patrols and whatnot, and the underground and the Tinkerer and what she's doing. Of course, the Prowler's in it, but the Prowler is villainesque in this. He is the pretty much the Tinkerer, the Prowler that we've always known. Still your uncle. You do fight him at the end, but he comes good. He helps you and comes through for you at the very end. And it's basically a story between two best friends having a similar life and being there forever, and then they slowly divide. Certain scenarios, situations happen in each other's lives, and they both see a way for true justice a different way. And then ultimately it's a coming together at the very end until a certain somebody jumps in the air and we blow, and they're like, oh. But it's just so much fun. It feels as well, I'm going to say it feels slightly smoother in terms of the way that you're web slinging and whatnot compared to the last one. I don't know if there was a few things that maybe, because again, I haven't spoken to many people about this game because not many people that I personally know have played this game. In fact, I think one maybe. But the broad audience, I don't know if anybody mentioned the stringing her out from the first games, or if it was just something they wanted to work on anyway to make it a bit more smooth, but it was so good. There's similar objectives from the first game, your collections, whether in the first one you're collecting different stuff, and this one you're getting, the likes of the photo, not the treasure hunt, you know what I mean, at the very end, the sound devices and whatnot, the underground caches. So them aspects, you still got side missions. Genki's helping you in this one though. You got a little phone in the corner with your different apps, and it's like a spider app. People come help you. That bit was pretty friggin' dope. Less costumes, but some fucking beautiful badass costumes. Yeah, the game was absolutely outstanding and absolutely flawless, and I friggin' adored it. I loved everything. I loved the heart and soul of it. I love the true Miles Morales story they give to it. Everything about it was just so beautiful. Like, I'll mention graphics, even though a lot of you visuals know that when it comes to games, I'm not overly bothered about graphics. Graphics don't have to be flawless for me. And as long as it's visible and clear, I'm not bothered. But yeah, it looked amazing and it looked beautiful. It's around Christmas time. Last time it was a bit more sunny and whatnot, in the Spider-Man game. This time around, a bit more dark and cold and snowy and whatnot. It's so friggin' fun, so amazing. Beautiful soundtrack, funny. The relationships you have in it are absolutely outstanding. The community coming together at the end when they're like, "Oh, did you see his face? Did you speak to him?" There's a guy who's like, "Yeah, we know that guy. That's our Spider-Man." I'm like, oh, take a boo, son. Take a boo. Oh, but yes. How many times have I said but yes? Miles Morales, Spider-Man Miles Morales is a true work of art. It's so much fun. It's a great spider story. It's a great, I guess you could somewhat say, origin story for Miles, even though he's somewhat established from the last game, but this is the first real involvement you get. He's already been web slinging and doing stuff with Peter for a while. It's fun seeing them two come together as well. The bridge sequence was friggin' dope. That might be my favourite actual moment in terms of play. My favourite moment in general is the start, either the very start or the very end with the music. Yeah, but it feels true to the nature in terms of it being in New York City and to him and a spider story and everything. It ticked all the boxes so well. So yeah, beautiful, amazing work of art. I know I am being biased because I love anything Spider-Man, but I truly do feel I would say the same if I wasn't as much of a Spider fan. 10 out of 10, without a shadow of a doubt, 10 out of 10. But does it beat Batman? No, unfortunately not. Nothing, for me personally, will ever, in terms of superhero games, at least anyway, and most other games, just apart from Pokemon, because I can't fight that argument. It's too much of a tight argument. Nothing will still ever beat the Arkham games. They are just absolutely on another fucking level. Yes, visuals, that was my review for Spider-Man Miles Morales on the PlayStation. Hopefully I reviewed it well enough, and hopefully you've liked my thoughts and opinions. And again, people, you've probably played this way before me, but like I said, I am a broke-ass motherfucker with no money. I had to get into debt to get this. Not only did I have to get into debt, I had to wait till one was available. Luckily, through EA, I was able to get one through my girlfriend's contract. So that all worked out very well. A lovely tickety-boo. But that's my review for Spider-Man Miles Morales. 10 out of 10. Flawless, amazing. I really haven't got anything I could possibly moan about. I'm sorry, I just haven't. It was great, and it was fun, and it was heartfelt. Bumping into Peter and Doc Ock, well, Otto just at the time, in the science fair bit, in the Oscorp science bit, that was great. Yeah, everything about it, flawless, outstanding, amazing. If you haven't already, and you enjoyed my review, I would go check it out. If you go check it out based on my review, then wicked. But again, it's been out for ages, so if you were going to play it, I'm assuming you've played it by now. Also, if you did enjoy the review visuals, well, booski, let me know in the comments below. Anybody or anything you want to let me know or talk about or whatever in the future, we can get it done. Visuals. I'm just doing weird finger stuff now. Visuals, thank you so much for watching. Yeah, that was my review of Spider-Man Miles Morales. What a game. Visuals, thank you so much for watching. You guys are literally the fucking best. We're always keeping you and keep on. Oh, wait, just thinking on. I might have to take a nap. Feel really tired.